May 27th, 2014, 1923. The waves still happens, and that I'm coming. I can tell this churning, but there's not like a churning lately. It's just coming. On the waves, we can go around. I came out to my address, started walking away from my entrance building door, started dealing with the situation, just going around, still here all the day, all the night, all the day, all the week, all the month, all the year, all decade, all century, until they breathe. Sodoma steals Sodoma, and Sodoma dies Sodoma. Extorting us and making the sick abominations like every single day. Just wanted to go to having some coffee someplace. Perhaps I could reach out some gate. Perhaps I could reach out to something, but this single generation keeps on making the same thing on and on every day. Fighting everybody around and making damages and threatening to murder people if ISIS is willing giving up and giving in. Unbeliever. Evidences, witnesses, testimonies, and putting everything like we killed T. Never happened and nothing at all, and we were conspiring. And also I to be just like they says I have to be, because of they says they commands. And the sickle Sodoma shit turns to sickle gods. The way they dies and that they are. Sickle Sodoma shit. Forever. So the reality of this soul is still on. Just where walking all around. And suddenly your Honor, John Sanders, examination, not international, Supreme Court of Justice, USA. In my supposed delirious moment, asking please, also some people who love you God, who love you Nathan, Jonathan, Ofra, Ephra, Aya, Rabbis, Kelsey, Katri, Kahan, Shnidi, and love you all. Asking me please to check around if anything like a government of the city of Buenos Aires insalubrity, trade of people, narcos, intelligence, and metropolitana, milicas, Sodoma, Argentina, and the degeneration of praying inside, and the whole sickle damn crap of, come on, I'm your friend, I'm gonna help you, let me do my national security expertise, intelligence and spirit, and I'm gonna show you that you can abandon me and come and shit. Playing the expertise's job superior, treating with the emerge. Said that ain't nothing like I shown long time ago, and I done. So asked me with my same Android to take a couple of pictures, and there is the same magazines and newspapers, both BLYTT, right in Rivadavia Avenue, almost Gavilan intersection street, where at the sight of everybody, right beside of a bus stop, exists this complete exhibition of open, clear porn with a whole erect genitals and with a whole coitus for whatever they're to found, all exposed for anybody to see. And the sixth yet, government of the City of Buenos Aires and Metropolitan saying, so, if anybody wants to see, let us see. Who wants to see will see. Like the same Sodoma PFA expertises of Sodoma Queen, CFK. Well, the reality of this is, they said never existed, and see if the government of the Buenos Aires and the government of the Buenos Aires city never will allow something like that, and that never happens. No, they just make a clandestine for the whole powers, the generation of officialism and the whole lacra that they has instead of the Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Policía Federal, Prefectura Naval Argentina, Gendarmería Nacional, and the whole that pretense of judges and forensics and legislators and hospitals and all them shit, lacra like them, and the whole top class, shit like them, to go at the pedophilic clubs. Blues, with you to understand me, blues means prostitution, abduction, and also women, whites. All around the city, and also for the taking whatever to deliver like a piece of a meat for being raped and murdered, and also sell people all around for the sole people to be like slavery, all class, all around them bodies around the world, city halls that they has contacts and not exactly what we know. And much more than this. So suddenly, I've taken the pictures, and they said, oh, how dares to putting, I told you, we told you that this were about porn. What they gives, what they does. And see porn because of I killed them all. And watch it now and see for our mans because of you can get inside ourselves and getting all we are and wishing and making a very moment of your own pleasures. Touch yourself and show the world that we say. So, the reality of this also saying his psychopathy. He always wanted that. This never happened. The thing is that we're extortionists and really extortion us. And the thing is like I were walking and I couldn't not even stop a moment to taking even a tea with a croissant and making perhaps some networks or simply stemming for a moment. Like a couple of days ago I felt like dying and I didn't want to be nowhere. I'm feeling miserable, lousy, diminished. Like not in my life ever I had a reality to watch on my own. And the point of this all were exactly like I just were walking and telling, go to the bathroom, go to here, go to there. And suddenly saying, ain't nothing on this. In the whole of the place in Buenos Aires, only he does. And of course, this is the lying all the time. It never happens. We never said nothing like this. With this kind of, you understand? And suddenly the reality of, I had to deal with situations which like they produce and they are shit. Destroying and ailing people, and corrupting people. Telling certain things which were also in the world to see and to know whenever I said them. And the sickle degenerates starts to say we said first. Which they never said nothing but shit. Pretending of the same machinery shit saying we said first. Because if we said and control it all and the people is going to come to us and we are going to rape and kill everybody. The same lousy shit that says we said first. That and with them first is that what they do. They do nothing, are nothing but shit. And stealing, robbing, profaning, and making the generation machinery for exactly this. Everybody to believe us, we are going to rape them all and kill them all. We control it all, nothing's lost, they says. Well, the point of this all we go through were happening like I were in Carabobo, a liner, subway, Argentina, shit of an enterprise, and 10 lousy shit. And suddenly get in the bathroom and make it because of we command, of course, or we kill them all. And I'm a liar. Well, the reality were, I just had to deal with the situation whenever the situation could be over. And one person died for this, and 12 were wounded. I just went out, and there were a person making things that shouldn't happen. And I said, it's just a teenager. And the whole of the tellers degenerate saying, oh, he wants it. And he comes to pretending the morals because of the whole world is watching it. And telling, what is a teenager? 18, 17 years old, a teen? And I said, yeah, sure, for them, a 3 years old person is supposedly a person that knows exactly what it is and what it feels like to having a penis, a phallus in the hand, and an orgasm of the phallus, the macho bravo, inside. And forensics, PJN, and armed forces saying, of course, we see it all the time. And after that saying, oh, the liars, we never said that. It's CABA patterns, what he wanted and what he is. And my 3 years old, I wanted that. And you say you know that, you piece of a shit. Well, the reality of this all, to coming at the point of this, just came to a very place which pretended I to get to inside of the brothels, which takes profit. And some inside corrupted for they to deliver the offer them, we're not going to be the facts, of course. And in the middle of this all, I just went around and some things were requested about extortions. And I'm aware under menace again and all over. And not only Anya. Suddenly the reality delivered us into the suffering some more. And I got 2,000 of persons under rape and 1,400 more murdered in this shit of a city. And kidnapping all over. So suddenly I just had to be walking around and saying, oh, spends the learning all the time while the fuckedness, the generation, sorry the word, Metropolitan and Sodoma PFA telling that I were in jail and blowing them up. And whenever I got to Garzon and Olivera Avanos intersection, coming down of a bus, saying, oh, he were about a few minutes making their blowjobs all over the phony, and you have no idea in the 38 and the firemen. Like I said today, Sodoma hoes. Because if they don't extinguish no fire, they just burns like the hell permanently, and the hell they dies like. Shala. And suddenly the reality of the soul, like to putting in clear. What we go through, and I'm sorry my words, I am really tired of this and I'm sick of them. And every day is worse. Made them more assembled porn, and I had to standing in a very H-liner, disgusting place, at the door of the bathroom for 2 sickle shots of Metropolitana, and one of them a faggot militar Argentina. DNI 31,420,816. Less humanity sickled them shot Sodoma rapist, abomination, in civil, playing the superstars national security techniques we know it all. Like lately, with the pardon of a lot of people that doesn't has nothing to do with it and suffers too much. And this is not manipulation. I'm asking they to leave. And I'm asking they to be safe and rescued. Because if we're going to rape them and kill them all as well. These faggots. Telling that they knows me and knows my psychopath patterns, and I were seducing it at the door and by the door of the bathroom. And telling that I were there awaiting for some interesting pack that I can hold in my hands and grope. And that I wanted it And I were expecting there to having it and expecting PFA to get inside and getting to. Saying that that is what I always do, that they knows me and studied me permanently, and that's my psychopath patterns. And I were under extortion like every day, and I just saying, did we end, Amir? Did we end, Your Honor? It's clear. Can I go? Thanks. And the thing kept on. And the 6-shot PFA forwarded. All we know is always the same and hides whenever he is in a paranoid tanky or whenever he's making a felony and we gotta go for his suspicious, of course. On the shit terminal. The same 3 that generates ever that Birkins already published and about the testimony. And this Metropolitana shit. And government of the city of Buenos Aires lying like shit, always wear what we say and always happened this way, and same Borda and Alvear. Needs medication and right now in forensics always happened. And forgery in the generations and agreements for the hiding and keep on the business of pedophilia, organs sell with murder one, people's cells, prostitution of male, woman, brothels, punteros degenerados taking money from their own, and murders and multiple rape and murder. Metropolitana shit. Come, be my buddy. I'm your friend. Bend on me and do what I say to you. You're going to be alright. I'm gonna help you. Degenerado hijo de mi perra. Basura enferma. With a pardon for victims. A lot. And the reality of this all, to keep on this point, we still suffer and way too much. And this disgusting nest of snakes and very fat, rotten, shit, twisty, hot snakes, pretended of government of the city of Buenos Aires City Hall. And them shit of a hospital, nestes of vermins, and the Larry's Kahi, insisting in same on. And destroying and disappearing and kidnapping people and supporting everything with a very theater from Mommy, Sodoma Queen, Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner told them. Like. And we still have less humanity than on. And not only in Buenos Aires. So the reality were like I just couldn't not even sit for a tea and a croissant. And neither a moment of reflecting on my own and rest my life. And pretending to say that this is all manipulative. But also evangelics prostitutes of Sodoma. Praying Crudo Carnival Cabrera. On the playing the, oh, this is the head of everything and we cannot do nothing. So make it the intersection and make the spiritual word for this to cannot do nothing else in the whole of the devils. And damaging and giving in people for being raped and murdered and taking everything off, saying because of they didn't regret in front of the Lord and they didn't converse. Insisted with same, saying that I also were robbing. And I robbed them, and I robbed the generation sickle shit praying and eats. And they kept on making up and saying we are not going to be embarrassed and we are not going to lose. And Carnival making the same. And the rest all. And Jimenez now. And will you, Freitzen? Will you too? So the reality of this all, which still for words, telling that I were all the day blowing around, and the same disgusting Cuerpo Médico Forense, Borda, Alvear, Piñeiro, pretender of hospitals of mental health, saying that were what were happening all the time, but for other off of records, oh, needs medication, got a reinternating, we're delivering all the time, pretending to talking on the phone and never spoken not a word with nobody, we saw it. And but off of the record of this off of record, oh, you know who we're talking to. Go ahead, we sent anyone, we got ready everything. You give me the tickets, we go right away and we make whatever you want. Israel, US, Canada, and in Europe, Africa, Japan, wherever you need, we know the languages, we know how to do it. Gobierno de la Ciudad de Buenos Aires. And the whole business of the generations in forgery all on. And telling, we cannot be doing this, and this is psychopath, telling all the time the things that it does, pretending to be a lie, pretending we to be making this. It's not possible, of course. It's psychopath. Does what it does and also denies and pretends we're doing all that this says, and we're to be what he says, and this to be a lie. Psychopath, what you are, sick of shit. And the reality of the soul, sorry the words again. 16,000 persons were missing in the US, and 14,000 in Europe, and 8,000 in Israel. But I got them all already, says Adonai. And the reality of the soul is 8,000 members state and United Nations with them were murdered for this, my liars. And this hell abominable shit with instruction codes and federal codes and civil shit keeps on delivering that they are writing Caribbean offense to government and making what they said were prostituting and seeking for public sex and making the degenerations that they said I did, and also get inside of a porn and inside of a sauna and inside of a groping in a patrol and inside of a police station and went inside of the same government of the city of Buenos Aires groping the whole of the ones that's supposed to be my friends and also seeking for insalubrity to put it on me. And this is what I say. Also 38, telling I were all the day growing in so anxiety and need for more of them baggage. And same my mother. So this is what I give you now. On the days supposed my psychopath that I will be. Like I said, first Adonai, and with Adonai, I myself, and know the shit, Sodoma, Fagotland. https www. Goldhet, Kotlet, Antes, Patrick, Bochet, Teshmot, and Chadim, Dedi, Selmenachtiti, Shkadi. Kelbot gemeld het rani kalchat ishmot ledechat ifot menemechti koslechti afatchat. Bolshet ramavetri kot menechti afatchati achadeshmot menechatim. Ishkat lama fatchani afatchani menchachet bishkam lechtachan chinim. Gelmot lebenechot ledishkat adechtachan sahim. Ishkot lemenechti konchatchat sahim. Meshkot lechachti sahadanit. Mechinim. And like I said, you play with the psychopath, you play with yourself. Point INT. F8. Last key and cleaner, my site, last plate is in New York, O.S.RECALL, systems recall. And keeps with the talking with my mother and saying, here we done to it. And this is what they've done. https www. Son maricas sodomitas, maricas delirantes, maricas falsificadoras, maricas mentirosas, maricas manipuladoras, maricas degeneradas, maricas violadoras, maricas violentas, maricas asesinas, maricas genocidas, maricas ladronas, maricas enfermas, maricas podridas de Lucifer Sodoma. Point INT. F9, like before. https www. Son pedófilos degenerados, pedófilos violadores, pedófilos asesinos, pedófilos genocidas, pedófilos familifílicos degenerados, Aníbal Fernández y su pandilla oficialismo argentino. Point INT. F8, like before. https www. Son degenerados, enfermos, repodridos, sodomitas, perras sucias, infernales, violentas, llenas de muerte y de destrucción por la eternidad. Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, con el perdón de las víctimas, demasiadas. .int. F9 like before. Here's everything that they says they done to me. And the bodies, prostitutes, everyone. Aquí dice Alejandro Mario Blanco REDEMI, Buenos Aires, May 27th, 2014, 2008. I'm sick of them, and I'm not the only one.